sometimes when you press spacebar to preview, it kind of glitches like this. Right? So what it's doing is that, see this green bar? It means that After Effects has rendered those frames and it's showing you those frames. If you don't see any green bar, a fully green bar, then it can't show you that. So it hasn't rendered all those. So there's a couple of ways you can get around this. One is After Effects uses RAM, the RAM of your computer, to create those files. And if you have a large work area, so if your whole work area here, this is the work area, is 2 minutes long, then it has to render all of that to show it to you, which is a lot to render, especially when you have a lot of high-res photos, etc., etc. So what happens is you usually change your work area to be smaller so that it can render that. So here's a couple of keyboard shortcuts. Select a layer that has the in point and the end point, a kind of a shorter area, and to change the work area to fit around that layer that you have selected, it's Command Option B as in boy. So Command Option B. It shifts the left edge and the right edge of the work area to fit that. And hopefully if you hit spacebar, then it'll only render those parts. So mine didn't. It's still kind of glitched. So another way you could solve the problem is to clear the disk cache. So that's where you go. After Effects, Preferences, Media and Disk Cache. And right here you could empty the disk cache. So look, it has 209 gigabytes of crap that it had to create. So if you clear it, deletes all that stuff. So now that's cleared. You could also clear the database and cache if you want. Alright, then hit OK. So now if you hit spacebar, it still doesn't render. So I might have too many applications open, so it doesn't have enough RAM to render it out. So stop there. So you see what I did there? Is if there was some blank spaces here, I put the playhead somewhere near it and then hit spacebar and it forced it to render it. Then I kept moving it and told it to render it. Okay, render it in the background until I finally get a green bar of the amount of space in my work area, and then I can just preview it. Okay, so that's how you can get around it. Now to shift all this back so that it fully fits the entire thing, if you have a layer selected and you do Command Option B, then it's gonna fit the work area around that. So for example, if I click this guy, another layer, Command Option B, it's gonna fit the work area around that. If I don't have a layer selected, then the work area will be the entire composition. So to deselect the layer, remember the keyboard shortcut is F2. So now I have nothing selected, and if I go Command Option B, it makes the work area the entire composition now. So once again, if you have a layer selected, Command Option B, the work area fits around that. To deselect the layer, it's F2, and then Command Option B makes the work area as big as the composition.